I want to welcome all of you to our morning sales boost call. Thrilled to be with extraordinary you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. And we're continuing on for one more week with our Napoleon Hill series, Think and Grow Rich, Laws of Success. And I just love the principles. The principles are just so valuable, tried and true. And next month, we're going to do a sales mastery series. And so we'll continue on same time that you're on the call today. And I'll do a 15-minute sales lesson to boost your sales. So we're going to have an incredible July, as well as ending this month strong. And I wanted to speak to the idea of learning for just a moment, because learning ideas can completely transform your life. And there's this idea in personal development of a circle. And the circle represents all the knowledge that exists in the world. And the circle is broken up into 3 pie slices. And one pie slice are the things that you know that you know. You know that you're on a Zoom right now, or you're listening on a podcast, or you're watching on the live stream on YouTube, or however you're consuming this content right now. You know that you're right here, right now, listening to the Morning Sales Boost. You know your phone number, and you know your social security number if you're here in the States, and you know your address. And there's all these things that you know. And then the next pie slice are the things that you know that you don't know. Like you don't know how to fly an airplane, unless you do, right? A few of you might know how to fly an airplane. I certainly don't. I know I do not know how to fly an airplane. And that leaves us with the remaining majority of all the knowledge that exists in the world. And that is things that you don't know. And when you go from you don't know into the known realm, it creates the possibility of a breakthrough. So if you don't know that you can become a homeowner, and then you become aware that you can become a homeowner, it creates the possibility of a breakthrough. If you don't know that you can become great at sales, and then you become aware of that, it creates the possibility of a breakthrough. I didn't know that I could create really cool YouTube thumbnails for my videos. And then the other day I was playing around on ChatGPT, and I thought, I wonder what would happen if I asked ChatGPT to create this thumbnail for me, and it did an amazing job. And so I took that information, I went to my assistant, Vicky, and I said, Vicky, here's the prompts I did, and I'd like you to do this. And she's been creating the coolest thumbnails, and I'm so excited about my YouTube channel. So that awareness created the possibility of a breakthrough. And that's why these calls that you're on right now they're just so valuable to me, because maybe something's going to land with you today that'll take you from don't know into the known realm. You'll have an epiphany, and your life will be different forever. And we're up to principle number 16 in Napoleon Hill's success principles, and it is budgeting time and money. So did you know that Napoleon Hill had content based on time management? Some of you did, some of you didn't. Did you know that Napoleon Hill had principles based on wealth? That would make sense. Think and Grow Rich. So I'm going to read to you principle number 16, budgeting time and money. Effectiveness in human endeavor calls for the organized budgeting of time. For the average man, the 24 hours of each day should be divided as follows: 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for recreation and spare time. The successful person budgets time, income, and expenditures, living within his means. The failure squanders time and income with a contemptuous disregard for their value. Tell me how you use your spare time and how you spend your money, and I will tell you where and what you will be 10 years from now. So in my journey of personal development, just like all of you are on your journey, and I'm on my journey, and I came to this realization: I need to get better at time. I was working as many hours as I possibly could. There was no more opportunity to increase results by working harder because there were no more hours left. So I was like, okay, how am I going to produce better results? I'm going to have to get better at time. And one of the key ideas for time is leverage. Leverage. Your brain will answer virtually any question you ask it. So if you ask yourself the question, what can I do to create leverage? And your brain will start looking at different ideas for leverage. So the call that you're on with me right now, the morning sales boost, this is a leverage call. Because right now on Zoom, there are 61 of you. There's a couple of AIs in here as well. So just call it net 55. There's 55 people on Zoom. So I'm teaching for 15 minutes and I'm getting a 55 times multiplier on my time invested because you're receiving 15 minutes of value, each of you, but I'm only delivering 15 minutes of value. Now, there's people that are watching this right now on social media. They're watching the live stream on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube. So let's say there's another 20 people watching on social media. So now it's 55 plus 20. Well, then it gets recorded and it stays on social media, and maybe another 20 people watch on social media there. And then it goes up on the podcast. And maybe a year from now, somebody comes across this particular piece of content and they're benefiting. So now, when it's all said and done, 200 people receive 15 minutes of value, but I only did 15 minutes of my time. So you want to ask yourself, how can you create leverage in your life? And some common ways of doing this. You can leverage AI. You can leverage technology. You can leverage software. You can leverage by improving your skills. Like right now, as you're learning, if you got better at time management from what it is that I'm sharing, you have the benefit of that for the rest of your life. So you're creating leverage right now through training. You can leverage through relationships, through collaboration, through strategic alliances. And so you begin to explore this idea. How can I become more successful by understanding leverage? Now, when it comes to time management, one of the things that I did is I put together a course on time management. And I'm going to drop it here in the chat. And this is it's a 6-hour course. And the promise of this 6-hour course, I just dropped it in the chat. And if you're watching the recording of this or you're on social media, you can send me a message and you can ask me for the time management course and I'll send it to you for free. The promise of this course, if you'll go through it and apply what's in there, is you'll be an extra hour productive every day for the rest of your life. So there's a math to success. So let's look at the math on, there's 250 business days a year, 365 days in the year. If you subtract out the holidays and the weekends, you're going to come up with a number of about 250. So if you become an extra hour productive on those 250 working days, that's 250 hours. So think about this. You consume 6 hours of content. And you can do it while you're driving in your car. You can do it while you're working out at the gym. You can do it while you're doing your walking steps. So you consume 6 hours. Would you be willing to consume 6 hours in order to get 250 hours of increased productivity? See, when you look at it like that, you're like, Eric, how quickly can I listen to those modules? And what's going to happen as you study time management is there's going to be some things that you're going to learn that you didn't know about time management. In other words, it's not in the known realm for you. And then you become aware of it. You have a learning, you have an epiphany, you have an understanding, and it goes into the known realm and it creates the possibility of a breakthrough. So that content creates the possibility of a breakthrough. And then once it becomes into the known realm, it's in the known realm for the rest of your life. But it's not just 250 hours. Because if you work 2 more years in your career, 250 days a year, now it's 500 hours of result. And if you work 10 more years, it's 2,500 hours of result. And if you work another 40 years, which I plan to work more than 40 more years, that's an extra 10,000 hours of result off of a 6-hour listening. But it's bigger than that, because you might have an idea that gets you more than an hour of productivity. You might have an idea that gives you 8 additional hours of productivity, or 16 a day, or 100 a day. You might, as you explore time management, you explore this way of thinking about time management, you may discover ideas that create thousands of hours of increased productivity for you. And this is why learning to me is just, it's so valuable. It's so exciting. I also want to talk to you briefly about wealth building, because Napoleon Hill in this principle, he's talking about budgeting time, budgeting income, budgeting expenses. Jim Rohn was famous for saying, if you want to become wealthy, study wealth. And so we're launching, Chris Egan and I, Chris is on the call today. He and I are launching a series starting next week, which I'd love for you guys to participate in. And I'm going to drop this link in the chat. This is going to be, the first one's going to be on June 30th. And we're going to do a training, Chris and I, once a month. And we're going to have a conversation about wealth building. And so back to this idea of Jim Rohn, if you want to become wealthy, study wealth. You see, there are things in the don't know realm about understanding money and how money works, and wealth building and compounding and cryptocurrency and real estate investing and silver and gold, and what's taxable and what's not taxable and why does that matter? And then as you get educated around these things, what I'm passionate about, because I'm all about increasing sales, my view is, let's have you make more money, and then let's have you make even better decisions with that extra money that gets created. And it's a combination of paying down debt and a combination of investing. And now you create this financial future for yourself. So it's wealth building, it's increasing sales, it's increasing your productivity, it's living a more successful life. And we're going to continue this conversation every day, 5 days a week. And I acknowledge you for powerfully showing up today. And we're going to do it again tomorrow. Thank you for showing up. That's going to wrap up our call. Zandra, thanks for showing up today. Yvette, thanks for being here today. Wayne, great to have you. Urban, thank you for showing up today. Tony, thanks for being here. Todd, great to see you. Thomas, you're an elite coach, Thomas. Thanks for showing up. Sylvia, thank you for being here. Sheila, we're going to have an amazing next 90 days. Sever, thank you for showing up today. Russ, great to have you in class today. Rosalind, great to see you. Rose, thanks for joining today. Pete, great to have you in class. Pamela, thanks for joining. Nargis, great to see you. Marit, thanks for joining. Michelle, thanks for showing up today. Michael, great to see you. Okan, thanks for being here. Max, great to see you in class today. Marie, thanks for joining. Lynn, great to have you in class. Lisa, great to see you. Kimberly, thanks for showing up today. Kim, great to have you in class today. Karen, thanks for being here. Julie, thanks for joining. The reason why I like to say everybody's name is so you feel seen. I appreciate you showing up today. Every single one of you, I appreciate you being here. You matter and you make a difference. And I see your greatness. You have greatness inside of you. You have a purpose in life. You have many purposes in life. You were born with natural gifts and talents, and you've acquired many other skills as well. You are a leader. The number one job of a leader is to stay encouraged. Thank you for showing up today. Julie, thanks for showing up today. Jim, great to see you. Jenny, thanks for showing up today. Jeffrey, thank you for showing up today. Jay, Mr. Consistencies, thanks for showing up. Janelle, thanks for showing up today. Jock, thanks for showing up today. Isvan, thanks for showing up today. Greta, great to have you in class. Greg, thanks for being here. Frank, great to see you, Frank. Fabine, thanks for showing up today. Eric, great to see you. Eric, make sure you reschedule our call. I want to connect with you. Diana, great to have you in class. Diane, thanks for joining. Derek, great to see you. Deacon, great to see you, Deacon. Thanks for showing up. Chris, thanks for showing up and helping me lead the wealth series, the monthly call we're now doing. Bob, thanks for showing up. Let's all go out and have a great day. Take today through the finish line, meaning whatever your end time is. Work through the finish line with great energy, with great effort. Look forward to next time we connect. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Recordings. Those of you out on social media, thank you guys for showing up today. Appreciate you being here. Have a great, successful